Welcome back to our series of talks about the piano. I'm here at Prime Piano in Mahwah, New Jersey, and I'm often asked by parents who want to give their children music lessons about starting children on the piano. The piano, they say, well, this is a good instrument to start on because it's easy to start on. You can just play a note and it comes out. Or, it's the basis, it's the basic instrument. Well, I have to say, those things might be true, but the piano is often underrated by people, but it wasn't overrated by the great geniuses in musical history. Beethoven wrote 32 of the most magnificent piano sonatas for this instrument. Mozart wrote 27 piano concertos, only 5 for the violin, scores of sonatas. We have Chopin, a composer who has to be considered one of the great composers, who wrote exclusively for the piano. I can't think of any other person who's a great composer who wrote basically exclusively for one instrument, save for a few pieces. There's a wonderful cello sonata. But basically, it's the piano. What makes the piano special? Surely it's a kind of neutral sound. It's not particularly memorable in itself, though the way, say, an oboe is or a clarinet. These are distinct sounds. You recognize right away. They are distinct colors. The violin, you can bend pitch. You can play with vibrato. Same on any stringed instrument. The cello, beautiful sounding instruments, beautiful looking, homemade. You can play vibrato. You can play an actual legato. But what is it about this product of the Industrial Revolution, this cold wood and metal and wire strings, that make people write music, their greatest music for it? Well, the piano is certainly a sum of its parts. It requires of the pianist that he be a bit of a magician. The pianist is always dealing with the fact that his lines, his keys, his notes are always dying away. You can't increase the volume. You can't blow harder into the instrument. You can't use more bow. You can't do any of those things. That note is just going to die away. And yet, we are asked to play some of the most beautiful lyrical music that exists on an instrument that really can't play legato. That's a percussion instrument. Now, how we go about doing this? Well, that's why we're pianists. That's why we explore this instrument. That's why we take flat scores and turn them into, as I said before, magic. And that we have to do. Otherwise, we have something that's stillborn. Thank you. We'll be back.